I'd like to tell you a story behind that Rubashkin release that I doubt you've heard. This came from Alan Dershowitz. This came from one of the biggest lawyers in the United States that's part of the case. I'm sure you heard of Dershowitz. Very famous guy. Nonetheless, he tells over the following. He tells over, you might have heard of this organization. It's a Goyish organization. It's called Make-A-Wish. And they go around to hospitals, especially when it comes to children with terminal illnesses. Lo aleinu, lo aleichem. And they go to these kids and they try to give them an opportunity to make a wish. And they cap it out, $10,000, whatever it is. Many times, they're very in with many of the Goyish celebrities and a lot of these Goyish kids who are not doing well. So to cheer them up, they'll bring down a baseball player, they'll bring down an actor, whatever they look up to. Turns out that a Hasidic boy, young boy, with a terminal illness, who didn't have a lot of time, he was on the list. So Make-A-Wish Foundation came down to his hospital bed. And says Alan Dershowitz, they couldn't believe it. When they walked into this boy, they asked him, what's the wish you want to make? He said, I'll tell you. I want you to bring the President of the United States right here to my bed. Hasidic boy. Look how pure they are. Our kids are so pure. What do you mean? You asked me to make a wish, right? Yalla. I want the Donald himself down here now. That's what the kid asked for. Emet. They said, well, that's a little bit out of our budget. We can't bring him down for 10 grand. Maybe the olden days when he was going bankrupt in Atlantic City, maybe then for 10 grand he would have came down. But these days, he's on Capitol Hill. He's not coming. He says, but that's who I want. He said, oh, no, listen. We're going to bring you Derek Jeter and we're going to... No, the kids, I don't even know who those people are. I just know one guy I know. President Trump. That's it. That's who I want. They didn't know what to do. Back and forth, they're trying to appease the kid. We'll buy you toys. I don't want toys. We'll get you with nothing. We'll send you on a trip. He says, what trip? Look at me, I'm here in bed. What trip? Finally, they come up with pshara. Here's the compromise. He says, okay, you can't bring President Trump here. Can you take my letter and put it on President Trump's desk? That's my wish. That we can do. That we can do. We actually have connections in the White House. We can get you a letter on the desk. This Hasidic kid sits up in his bed. He starts crying in front of them. And they're thinking, what is he writing already? He starts writing a heartfelt letter. And he says, dear Mr. President, Hashem has put you in the place that you're at. And I believe the reason why you were put there was to help the Jewish people, and specifically to help one Jew that's sitting in jail. And every day I daven for him, even in my sickness. I'm asking you, please, for my sake, I don't have a lot of time in this world. Please pardon Rubashkin. Unbelievable. This has come from Alan Dershowitz, from his famous lawyer. They took the letter. It wasn't a long letter. It was what we called tzimzach. It was right to the point, and it was very heartfelt. And the letter was, so to speak, stained with teardrops. And they brought it kacha, as is. And a week and a half later, they brought it to the White House. On the 5th day of Hanukkah, the letter was sitting on President Trump's desk. It happens to be that his daughter was in the room when he was reading it. And she says over, and she said this to Dershowitz, that the president began to cry. Just when you thought, Mr. Tough Guy, America, he started, no, this caught his heart. He turns to his daughter and he says, look at this Jewish kid. The kid could have asked for anything. This is make the wish. You can make any wish you want. And he says, think about it. Any other kid, who would they ask for? They'd ask for this pop star and this celebrity, that boy. This kid, lo ma'anyen lo klum. No. He wanted me, says Trump. Why? Because he didn't want me for me. He wanted me because he believes I have a mission. And he says, I'm not going to let this kid down. 2 days later, the pardon was on the desk on the last day of Hanukkah. This story is from Alan Dershowitz, from his lawyer. You think about it. Here's a kid who was in his own tzara. He was in his own situation, his own misery. He was told that he didn't have a lot of time. But who is he thinking? He's thinking about Yenim. He's thinking about the other guy. He's thinking about this guy, Rubashkin, in jail. He felt that I had an obligation to somebody else and their problems. But what do you mean? I have also problems? Yeah. My problems are my problems, but his problems are even more so my problems.